What is up you guys, it's ThePrenti here and welcome to the 4,000 subscriber question and answer giveaway video. Now, thank you to everybody who has liked any of the videos, commented on any of my videos, who subscribed to the channel and just been supportive, shared the videos on Twitter or anything. Also thanks to my friends like Luke for sharing a lot of my videos, as well as George or Herder Buffalo who helped me get that last push to 4,000 by linking my Neck and Nominate video in which I nominated him in his Neck and Nominate video. So we're going to get straight into it. The first question comes from Joe Franklin and he says, "Hi Prenti, what were you like in school and what sort of grades did you get?" Now in school I was like the goody two shoes that like had the bag up like here and didn't skip any class, well until I got to 6th year, didn't skip any classes, put my head down. For standard grades I got 2 1s and 6 2s, which are like all good grades, and then for hires I got a for higher accounts, a C for higher maths, a C for into history, C for into English, and then in 6th year I got an A for higher PE and a C for advanced higher accounts. Next question is from Badass Game Rise and he says, "What is your favourite drink that you've made?" Now, favourite drink that I've made has to be the Eurogamer, mainly for the fact that everybody loves it. The lads down in London loved it, people when I give it to them loved it, I even got a number from a girl because she loved it. So yeah, the favourite drink that I've made has to be the Eurogamer because it's so nice. Next question comes in from Benji Beg Skeetboy and he says, "How many times are you going out and are you always drunk when you're going out?" Now, I used to go out once a week, like we used to go out every Wednesday to Fatty's, Friends Day Wednesdays. I didn't drink all the time, I used to drive some of the time, like maybe once a month or something, and went out sober. Nowadays, I'm lucky if I go out about once or twice, I don't know. I'd say, well, maybe once or twice a month, yeah. I'd probably go out once or twice a month to actually like nightclubs and like to the pubs, like maybe once a week or something like that. And again, I'm not always drunk. Sometimes I go out and drive and sometimes I'm going to have a few and I'll just be slightly tipsy, but yeah. There's your answer. Next one comes in from a guy called Stephen King, which is ironically the same name as the owner of the company that I work for. So if this is you, then give me a pay rise. But no. He says, "What made you start YouTube?" The reason I started YouTube is because I wanted to share my Minecraft redstone ideas with the world because I thought they were amazing, and really in hindsight they were rather shit compared to the stuff that people could make. But yeah, the reason I started YouTube is because I want to share my Minecraft redstone with everybody. Next one comes in from Miss Minecraft Forever and she says, I presume it's a she, "Will you start a gaming channel?" Now, if you guys don't know or if you're a new subscriber, this used to be a gaming channel. I used to upload like Call of Duty Zombies, Minecraft Let's Plays and stuff like that until I changed it into a drinking channel. But will I start a gaming channel? I do plan to start another gaming channel in the future. I'm not going to do it until this channel is slightly bigger, until it's about like 10,000 or 15,000, because the time I have to maintain this channel, as you guys know, is pretty strict as it is. But yeah, I will hopefully plan to start one in the future. Next one comes in from David Anderson and he says, "Why did you become a bartender?" Okay, so I became a bartender because the job was going, I thought it'd be fun, entertaining, you know, you chat to different people every day, you get to make drinks and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the reason I became a bartender. Next one comes in from a Jake Simpson and he says, "How many hours a day do you work?" Now, I work at least a 7-hour shift 5 days a week, so I usually end up doing about 40 to 50 hours a week, usually at the latter end of that. Usually works out as about an average 5-9-hour shifts a week, sorry. So yeah. Next one comes in from a Will Arches and he says, "How long does each video take to make, render and upload?" Now it depends what kind of video I'm doing. This video is already taking me 2 hours just to screen cap all the questions. I'm having to record it now. This is going to take another probably 2 hours. Render it will take me about 2 hours and upload, because my upload speed shit, it'll take like 5 billion hours. But I spend on average about 2 to 3 hours on each video I upload. I know it doesn't seem like it because they're only like 2 or 3 minutes long, but it does take that amount of time for me to sort of redo them, render them, and upload them properly. Next question comes in from Luke Johnson and he's the guy who nominated me for Nick nomination. So he says, "What's your favourite type of video to do?" Now, my favourite type of video to do is actually the stories from the bar, because I love the whole, I can sit down here, I can have a chat to you guys and just spill my guts out as it was. Essentially like a vlog, but more of an entertaining vlog. So yeah, that's my favourite type of videos to do. Next question comes in from a Megan Snedden and she says, "Will you do another cover video with Jed?" So if you guys aren't aware, Jed that does the challenge videos with me, he actually has his own YouTube channel which he does rapping and singing. I appeared on it and we did our own parody cover of Hoodie Allen's No Interruption acoustic version. Went down quite well, a lot of people seem to enjoy it, so we do have one planned for the future, we just need to write it, so it's in the works basically. Next question comes in from Zach Simpson and he asks, which alcoholic drink do you dislike the most? Now the alcoholic drink that I dislike the most is red wine. I can do white wine, rosy wine, sparkling wine. When it comes to red wine, because I don't like vinegar, and obviously it's very acidic like vinegar, I just can't do red wine whatsoever. Unless it's a Sangiovese, which is like a nice light wine. I'll have that with some steak, but other than that, red wine I avoid. Next question comes in from Erin Baxter. She looks scarily like my ex-girlfriend, but anyway, yeah. She says, any plans to make any merch? The answer to that is yes, I have some stuff in the works. T-shirts, bar blades, the usual crap that nobody will buy except me. But yeah, I do plan to make some merch. Next one comes in for Nick, or It's Flinty, and he says, on all your time on YouTube, which has been your favourite series you have uploaded and why? Oh, now the favourite series on YouTube is not in the drinking series. It's actually the series that I did way back with Dave called Two Guys One Craft, when we were both very, very small channels. I think Dave had about 700 or 800 subs at the time when we started, and I had about 200, and basically he didn't know how to do Minecraft and I just taught him how to play Minecraft, and we had a laugh and it was all good fun. So yeah, that was probably the favourite series I've uploaded on YouTube. So this next question comes in from Callum Banks, Mr. GDH5, Geo95 and Shane Gergen, I think I said that right, and they all ask, you know, what's your favourite drink or what's your drink of choice? Now, my favourite drink or drink of choice, I'm gonna give you two because it's really close. My favourite drink of choice is either a rum sours, which is basically rum, double shot of rum, bit of lemon and lime juice, and then a bit of sugar, shaken up and just pouring over ice. Really nice, brings out really good sweet flavours and rum. Either that or a long rum, which is the exact same as a long vodka basically, just with rum instead. If you guys don't know, I love rum, and I'm not talking your white Bacardi rum, I'm talking really nice rums like Havana 7, Havana 3, Rum Pampiero, Ron Zacapa, Sailor Jerry's, all these like really nice dark rums that are just not basically any rum except Bacardi. Next question comes in from Nathan Dunn and he asks, which football team do you support? Now I'm presuming because I'm Scottish, he means like the proper football, and the football team that I support is the team called Greenock Morton. They're in the first division, they're doing shit this year, they're at the bottom of the table. Next question comes in from Zam Viz and he says, what was it like working with Dave on your Minecraft series? Now I'm presuming this guy's an old time sub, so thank you very much for sticking around and still watching my videos. What was it like working with Dave on the Minecraft series? It was actually a lot of fun. Like as I said, both of us weren't that big at the time, and when we were doing it, Dave was growing rapidly. He was gaining like a lot of subs each day, and it was actually helping me out, and it was a lot of fun. Didn't change. Dave's actually pissed at me just now because I need to find time to record or finish recording the Dead Rising 3 Let's Play that he was doing. So Dave, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, I will have time soon. I've got holidays coming up and I'll make sure I organise them when you're free so that we can finish recording Dead Rising 3. Next question comes in from Ben Killenny and Robin Kung, and they both ask, how long have I been bartending for? I've been bartending for, properly, I've been bartending for like 10 months, that's it. Believe it or not, I've not actually been bartending that long. Next question from THFC Faithful says, how long does it take you to grow a decent beard? Now, I don't have a decent beard because I shave it all the time. I have a mustache, I don't know if you can see my mustache, because it's blonde. To grow a decent beard, it'll take me like, if I wasn't to shave it and if I was to maintain it and trim it, I could probably grow a decent beard in about a month. I'm kind of a late bloomer with facial hair. I didn't start growing it till I was about 18. So if you're like younger and you're like, your friends are growing it and you're not, don't worry, it will eventually come. I'm saying that it's more of a burden than like a gift, like just a pain in the ass to shave it and maintain it, it gets in the way, and yeah, so in answer to your question, it takes me about a month to grow a decent beard. Zudi Media says, after being a bartender for several years, have you noticed yourself becoming an alcoholic? I've not been a bartender for several years, as I said in a couple of questions ago. But in answer to the question, have I noticed myself becoming an alcoholic? No, I've not become an alcoholic. I'm not an alcoholic. I don't wake up craving or needing a drink. I could go several weeks without having a drink and be fine. So no, it's not turned me into an alcoholic. Next one comes in from Hello Venus Kid. He's a guy who comments on Jed's videos as well because he's such a boss. And he said, how did me and Jed meet? I met Jed from like a very young age. Can't remember exactly how it was. I was in his brother's class at school, and then we all used to go skateboarding and like mountain biking and like kicking about on the trampoline and stuff like that. So like I met him kind of through his brother, but it was from a very young age, and like me and him have been like friends ever since then. Next one comes in from Alex Hipwood, or at Arex Hopewood, and he says, do you see yourself becoming a bartender for the majority of your life? Hashtag Prenti to 4K. Do I see myself being a bartender for the majority of my life? No, I do not. Maybe not. I do plan to like join the police or something like that, or that was my plan. We'll see where things take me, because I'm really enjoying it just now, so I'm probably going to be a bartender for quite a while just now, just until, you know, I find something else I want to do. Next question comes in from Reese O'Brien, and he asked 2 questions, first of which are, how old are you and how much longer do you see yourself being a bartender? Now, I am 21. And in response to how longer do I see myself being a bartender, as I said in the previous one, for the foreseeable future, also for the next couple of years, maybe 1 or 2, I see myself being a bartender. We'll see what happens then and see what works out. His next question says, why did you become a bartender in the first place? Now, this is kind of a weird thing to answer. I didn't actually apply for a bartending position. When I first got my job where I work now, it was more of a general position, looking for servers. Now, I'd had previous waiter experience, so I applied, and then when I got the job, we had like a month before the place opened, so we got like a full training list, and it was a case of we got training in everything. We had bar training, coffee training, service training, host training, and everything, like all the training you can think of. And this is where like I really shined as a bartender. Like my skills came out. I was good at creating things. I was good at the latte art with the coffee, and this is the main reason that I actually got to become a bartender for almost every shift that I work. Next one comes in from Thomas Catseelaw, I think it's how you pronounce it, sorry, and he says, how do I know if I have a drinking problem? You have a drinking problem if you wake up and you have a drink as soon as you wake up, and you drink all day and then you have a drink before you go to bed. Basically, if you drink non-stop, then you know you have a drinking problem. Pretty simple. Next one is from Invalid Tracy, and he says, which bar do you work in and its location? I'm not going to tell you the name of the bar, but I work in St Andrews. If you guys are ever up in Scotland, in Fife, in St Andrews, and you find me when I'm working, I will buy you a drink. That is a promise. So yeah, St Andrews, if you can find the bar in St Andrews where I work and come in, I will buy you a drink. Next one comes in from Ellie Clark, and she says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love me? I'm going to give this a 7, Ellie, because you're such an awesome person. I met Ellie when I was down at Eurogamer. I actually signed her neck, and that's pretty awesome. So she's a cool girl, and I will give you a 7 out of 10 for that. Next question comes in from Blaney Mossop, and he asks, question equals why Prenti? Now, the reason that I am called Prenti is because my surname is Prentice, Prenti, and then CE. My friends wanted to have a nickname for me, so Jake started with Prentisaurus Rex, but that was far too long for a nickname, so I think it was either Matt or Joe that then shortened it to Prenti, and eventually addressed me as ThePrenti, so this is where ThePrenti comes from, basically. Next one is from Ryan Leggett, and he says, are you currently a student? If so, what course? I'm not currently a student. I've done 2 years at college doing an HND in sports coaching with child development, so that's what I did when I did study. Next one comes in from Danny Grieve, and he says, what is the craziest thing you've ever done? Now, the craziest thing I've ever done is probably gone bungee jumping. In a couple of months, the answer to this question will be skydiving, but as of just now, the craziest thing I've done is gone bungee jumping. Best experience of my life, absolutely fantastic, loved it, just the whole free fall and then the snap. Next question comes in from Spotty Pig, Andy Watson 97, and Angel Lozea, and they want to know what the weirdest and the funniest thing that's happened while I've worked in a bar. Now, the weirdest thing that's happened would probably have to be the food fighting, which I talked about in a Stories from Behind the Bar episode. If you've not seen that, link in the description. And the funniest thing that's happened would have to be a grown man falling down the stairs after laughing at someone else falling down the stairs. They weren't hurt, they were fine, but basically this lady had really big high heels on. She tripped, she fell down a couple of stairs. Her, I think with partner, boyfriend, husband, was at the top of the stairs laughing his ass off, and then went to take a step and slipped and fell down the whole stairs. Funniest thing I've ever seen. I helped them up, they're both fine, they just had a laugh about it, got a drink and everything was okay. But yeah, that's the funniest thing and the weirdest thing I've seen while working. Next one comes in from Eric Green, and he asks, how would I get into the bartending work if I have no previous experience? Now, it depends where you live. If you live in America, I think you have to go to bartending school, whereas in the UK you don't have to go to bartending school as such. The best way to get into it is to get your way into a restaurant, maybe start waitering or bar backing. Now, bar backing is like getting stock, getting ice, refilling bottles, all sort of the boring skivvy work, but from there you can work your way up. If you show dedication and like commitment to the job, you're more likely to get like a promotion when a bartending job comes up. If you go for it and like, yeah, okay, you've been here, you know how to bar back, we'll train you up. That's probably the best way to get in the UK. As I said, in America, I'm pretty sure you have to go to bartending school or do bar backing for a couple of years. The rest of the world, I've not worked as a bartender there, so I don't quite know. But yeah, just gain experience in restaurants and pubs, bar backing or waitering. That's the best advice I can give you. Next one comes in from Kieran Games, and he said family vid or vid with sister. Now, I did plan to do a video with my sister a while back. I said if I got a certain amount of likes on a video, I'd do a video with her. Unfortunately, she is quite ill at the moment, so I'm not able to do it. Family vid, I will try and get my older sister involved if I can, try and get my dad involved. I know my mum won't do it, but my uncle might, so I'll see what I can do. I'll try to plan to do it for the future, but I can't promise anything. Next one comes in from Aussie Wind, and he asks, do you like your job, and what type of person would you recommend the job you do? I love my job. If I didn't like the job I was doing, I wouldn't do it. End of. Like, you have to love the job to do what I do. And what type of person would I recommend to do it? Somebody who is confident, outgoing, can talk to people, and is willing to learn new things would probably say what I'd recommend to someone to do my type of job. Next question comes in from She McCloskey, and they said, since when and why do you do your shaking routine the same every time? Now, the reason I do this the same every time, I don't do this at work because obviously just trying to throw it as a hassle. I'll just shake it straight at work. The reason I do it in the videos is just to sort of, this is my way of doing it, sort of like a trademark type of thing, like a tap, a nice long hard shake. I want to get that on a t-shirt. I think that'd be pretty awesome. Just like a Boston tin and a hand tapping on top, and it says tap and a long hard shake. I think it'd be pretty cool. So that's basically why I do the routine the same every time. It's just essentially my trademark or a way to recognise me, I guess. So She at McCloskey also asked, can I do another beer pong with Jed? The answer to that is yes, we will do another beer pong. We're going to do a sort of twist on it this time. We might have some obstacles in the way. We want to do like a Quidditch beer pong, is where you have to throw it through the hoops and then bounce it into the, get it into the cups, something a bit more interesting just to spice it up a bit. Next one is from Jack Coping, and he says, do you plan on pursuing YouTube as a full-time career? Now, I would love to do YouTube full-time, and if I did, I wouldn't give up my job per se. I'd probably go down to part-time, which means I can do what my real passion is coaching. Obviously, I studied for 2 years in sports coaching, and I love coaching like people, different sports and like that. Obviously, it's really hard to get a job in doing that. You can do it easily if you're like, do it for free, if you do volunteer coaching. So if I did get YouTube as a full-time career, which is something I want to try and do, then I would go down to part-time at my job, and I would do a lot of coaching, just volunteer work, just because I love it. It's so much fun, and you get such a good kick and buzz out of it, like helping others develop their life essentially. Next one comes in from Shadow Wing 177, and they asked me, what went through your mind to let you know you want to work as a bartender? Now, as I previously mentioned, it was after I had the bar training for the job that I was going for that I really loved and got a lot of passion for it. I love the fast-pacedness of it. I love talking to people when I'm working, like the whole social interaction. You'll never talk to the same person, well, you'll never have like the same day twice in a row. It's always something different. It's so much fun, and I love the creative freedom. So that's kind of what's going through my mind when like I got the job as a bartender. Next one is from Kyle Nuff Said. He asks, what is your worst alcohol-related experience or sight? I have had quite a few of these. All of them have involved absinthe. One of them actually occurred last night, which involved absinthe and a very, very potent punch. It was my mate Jake's 21st last night, and I made a really strong punch that you could not taste the alcohol in it. We decided to play beer pong with it. I got very drunk. I lost I think I lost the third game. Had to do a shot of absinthe, like one of my big shot glasses of absinthe as a forfeit. And then I did another one. And I just got very drunk. I spewed my stomach lining up, and if you've ever done that, you'll know how sore that is, like, because all you're doing is retch it in because there's nothing in your stomach, and like you're getting blood to come up. That happened. I woke up in a field at 6 o'clock in the morning, walked to St Andrews, stayed at a mate's, and then got a bus home. That was like the worst experience that's ever happened to me, which is alcohol related anyway. Next one comes from Nathan Croc, and he says, how did you get into YouTube? I got into YouTube because I used to watch people on YouTube and decided that would be so much fun. People I used to watch were, I watched a channel called Pros Don't Talk Shit, which is now known as Captain Sparkles. I watched his Call of Duty videos. I also watched Kevin's How to Annoy series on Machinima, and like, this looks like a lot of fun. I want to make YouTube videos, so I did. I started to make very, very bad Modern Warfare 2 sort of montages and Black Ops montages. At the time, what was required for a good montage, it wasn't like getting loads of feeds and stuff like that. It was like the craziest no scopes, quick scopes, trick shots you could do. So I just ran around no scoping, recording it and putting it into video with some really shit music, and I thought I was the bomb. So yeah, that's how I got into YouTube. In hindsight, they were terrible. If I could actually have one, unlisted. I think I do have some unlisted. If I do, check the link in the description. And if they're not, then I don't have them. But yeah, that's how I got into YouTube. Next one comes in from or is it me? I think is how you pronounce it. And he says, if you weren't a bartender, what would your dream job be? If I wasn't a bartender, my dream job would probably be something along the lines of a game tester, a game developer. Something where I get to play video games all day would be a great job. Next one comes in from SlickLast7, I think that's how you say it. And they ask, what are the most essential things to have if you want to serve your friends a broad variety of drinks, sorry. Both ingredients, spirits and tools. Not that I want to run a bar or anything, but it's nice to be a friend who can serve all the cool drinks. Now, there's a few things you need. First off, the most essential thing you'll need is a bar blade for opening bottles. You can flare with it, you can trick shot. It's so much easier than just getting like a proper bottle opener and go, you just go literally put it on and go, and it's off. Another thing would be a waiter's friend for opening wine bottles, corkscrew on it. It's also got a bottle opener and a knife for taking the horrible plastic bit off. You'll also need an essential cocktail making kit. Now this one here is one from DrinkStuff.com. Inside here, I'm just going to show you this. I'm actually giving one of these away as part of the giveaway, so someone will win this. What's in here is a muddler, which is used to muddle things together. Squish limes in the bottom of stuff, or strawberries or raspberries. Usually used in like daiquiris and stuff like that, or mojitos. Another thing in here is a bar spoon, and this is good for layering your drinks as well as stirring things like in a glass. It has a spiral so you can pour down or you can easily stir and just pivots in your fingers. Another thing in here is a 25ml measure. Obviously your cocktail set and a 4-prong strainer for straining it. Spirits wise, you'll need all the base spirits like vodka, gin, rum, whiskey, bourbon, and probably you want to have something else like sort of vermouths, which are like used in martinis, or something like Disaronno, just something different. Another thing that you probably want to have is Angostura bitters, which is aromatic bitters. It's used in a lot of drinks. As a case of non-alcoholic spirits or ingredients, you want to have grenadine is an essential one, really good for everything. You want to have sugar syrup or simple syrup, which is just basically sugar and water together. You can make it yourself. And you want to have like lime juice or lemon juice just for making your sours and for adding to other ingredients, just to give that sort of sweet, bittery taste to it. So that's probably everything you'll need if you want to make drinks for your friends. Next one comes in from II13ILLX, and she asks, do you get a buzz out of doing these challenges for people to see? Yes, I do. I love getting a buzz out of doing the challenges. I do get a buzz out of doing the challenges. Love it. I think it's absolutely fun. It's exciting that I love pushing myself to my limits. So essentially this is what these challenges are doing. I try to push myself as much as possible without putting myself in harm's way. Disclaimer now, always drink responsible, and I will never do anything that I know I will not be able to accomplish. So if you do try any of my challenges, I am not responsible for what happens to you. Just a bit of a disclaimer. She also asks, who inspired you to make videos? Now, my main inspiration to make videos, as I've already said, are Pros Don't Talk Shit, which is known as Captain Sparkles now, and Kevin, or XZX No Regrets, I'm Moving Target, whatever you want to call them. Next question comes in from Jordan Bryson, and he says, how long have you known the YouTubers that you make cocktails for? Now, some of them, like Silent Core and Dave, I've known for a good 3-4 years, and the ones like the Dalek and the Twins and Zonda, I've known for 1 or 2 years, and then like the Herd of Buffalo, the Showers, I've known for a couple of months, and then some of the people I don't personally know them, like I don't know Caitlin Witcher personally, I don't know Ashley Marie Gaming, SS Sniper Wolf, I don't know them personally, but they have actually shared my drinks, which has been really much appreciated. So there's your answer, dude. Next one comes in from Connor Walsh, and he asks, if you could be a bartender anywhere, where would you go? I love this question. If I could be a bartender anywhere, it would have to be London, because it would be so much fun just to be a bartender there, or New York. I think those would be the 2 places that I would love to bartend. The next question comes in from Matt Morgan, and he asks, what male and female celebrity do you look up to and why? And also, what is your biggest regret? Now, what male and female celebrity I look up to? I look up to Hilary Duff as a female celebrity, and you're like, what the fuck? Like Hilary Duff? The reason it is because she is probably one of the only Disney stars or one of the only female Disney stars that's not gone off the rails or gone crazy or wild. She's got on with her life, she's settled down, she has a kid, she's not trying to get attention all the time, she's just doing her own thing and just being who she wants to be and not just trying to grab fame or attention. That's the only reason she made the list. And the male celebrity I look up to is Woody Allen. Absolutely love the guy, fantastic. His music is absolutely inspirational. I've listened to him since his like Bagels and Beat CP, Making Waves, and like followed him all the way through his career. Absolutely fantastic, love his music. Met him twice. Like every time he does a gig in the UK, I'm going to aim to go to it because I absolutely love his music. It did help me through a tough time listening to it as well, so that's probably the reason he's on there. Also, my biggest regret was the guy that I used to be when I turned 18. Basically from the ages of 18 to like 20, all I did was go out every Wednesday and every Saturday. I used to try to get with as many women as I can, sleep with as many women as I can, treated women like shit, was a complete arsehole, and I hated that person, or this is why I changed. I hated the person I become, and I regretted the person I became, so that's my biggest regret. Next question is from Loaded QV, and he says, what is your goal in life? Goal in life is to fuck bitches and get money! No, that's not my goal in life at all. My goal in life is to have as much fun as possible. That's it. As long as I enjoy myself and I can financially support myself, settle down and everything, as long as I have fun doing it and enjoy myself, that's my main goal. I love this next question that comes from Corey Marcedin, and he says, what's the most common drinks guys buy girls they're trying to hit on? Now, this is a great question because I see this all the time, and they have to be either a Cosmopolitan or a Mojitos. I fucking hate these guys as well, because making a fucking Cosmopolitan and a Mojito when you're 5 deep at the bar, 6 checks on behind you, is one of the most frustrating things to do. They're so time consuming as well, and they just really annoy me. But that's the 2 most drinks that guys buy. They're Mojitos and Cosmopolitans, basically because they're very, very alcoholic, and you cannot taste the alcohol that much. They don't taste so strong. It gets them drunk pretty quick and they end up carrying them over the shoulders and walking out. That's the 2 drinks the guys buy. Next one comes in from Geo905, and he says, who's your favourite YouTuber? My favourite YouTuber, I don't have one favourite, I have a few that I watch, and the people I watch are mainly my friends. I watch the likes of LT Zonda, Herder of Buffalo, Mr. Dalek JD, I watch the Twins, I watch Dave, I also watch KSI, Syndicate, that's pretty much it. Next one comes in from Fatman888111, and they ask, do you ever regret doing any of the drinking challenges after the hangover you get? I've only ever regretted one drinking challenge, and that is the abstinence challenge, because I spewed my guts out after that, and then an hour later I spewed my stomach lining after that, and I was still spewing like hours later, retching. Worst experience I have ever had. I would never ever ever recommend doing 5 abstinence shots as fast as possible. As I said previously, if you ever spewed your stomach lining out, you know how painful it is to eat and drink the next day. So yeah, that's the challenge I regret the most. Next question comes in from Joseph Fincher, and he says, how long did it take you to get skilled as you are now? Now, I wouldn't say I'm extremely skilled, I'd say I'm quite skilled. It's taken me a couple of months, and one of the main reasons behind that is a book that I read as I was learning to become a bartender. It's this one here, Simon Difford's is proud to present his Difford's Cocktail, an encyclopedia of more than 3,000 cocktails and illustrations of bar techniques. I read that cover to cover in a week. And it helped me so much develop my skills, my presentation, and just learning what flavour profiles work together. So yeah, it took me a good couple of months to master them, but that's definitely, if you want to become a bartender, definitely pick up that book. I'm not like sponsored by it or anything, he's not paying me to say this. Definitely check that book. It's only like a tenner or something on Amazon, so I definitely recommend getting it if you want to become a bartender. Next question comes in from my buddy Luke, or LT Zonda. He says, how many bitches? I think I know what he means, and he probably means how many people I slept with. This is something that I'm not going to disclose because, as I said a few questions ago, I was a horrible guy a while back and I changed that. So it's not something I want to brag or show off or talk about really. So look, if you really want to know that question, let me know on Skype and I will tell you there. Next question comes in from Rockstar TV Adrians, and they say, what was your first computer? Now, my first computer was a big tower white PC with a big back monitor. It ran off Windows 98. Was the best thing at the time. When we got internet, we were like the first person in our street to get it, and I was so happy, and I didn't even use it. like, I was like, yeah, we have internet, but I'm still gonna go on Paint and just paint these random ass pictures, or play FIFA 99 it was on the PC with like the little joystick. That was so cool, I love that game. Next one comes in from True Viper Gaming, and they ask, how do you make YouTube so successful? I'm not successful, I wouldn't consider myself successful on YouTube, but if you want to be successful, you got to put a lot of hard work in, you got to be motivated, and you have to be confident about your videos. You can't be overcritical, because if you're overcritical, you're not going to put it up, and that way you're not being consistent. If you're not consistent, people are not going to continue watching your videos. So that's basically how you be successful on YouTube. Next question comes in from Nesbacus, and they say, what's your favourite part of doing YouTube? Now, my favourite part of doing YouTube is the people that I've met along the way of doing YouTube, the people that I now call my friends. I literally cannot spend a day without interacting with at least one of them, whether it be text, Twitter, Skype or something. We always have something to talk about. So yeah, favourite part of doing YouTube is the people that I've met along the way. Next one comes in from the XCXA, and I think that's how you say it. They say, how many months, years, days did it take you to actually start YouTube? After watching people for like 1 or 2 months, I decided I'm going to start YouTube. I created my channel on the 24th of May 2009, which means my channel itself is almost 5 years old. I didn't upload videos or start up to upload videos till like, I think it was November 2009 was my first ever upload. So like, I'm going to say 4 months from having my channel, it took me to upload my first YouTube video. Next one comes in from Boy You Lester Boy, I think that's how you say it, and he asks, do you think drinking is worth the money? Now, this depends on what you mean. Drinking is never really worth the money, because you're spending money to feel ill and shit the next day. But if you mean, is it worth the money you spend for the memories and the time you get to spend with friends, then definitely that's worth unlimited amount of money, because the social interaction you get to have with people, especially when you get to my age, like I don't see quite a lot of my school friends a lot of them are away at uni and stuff like that. But as of recent, like we've all been turning 21 like last year and the beginning of this year, I've seen a lot of them which has been really good actually, to have a chat with them again, catch up and stuff like that, obviously because I don't see them much. So in that sort of sense, drinking is worth the money. In the other sense, in the case of you spend like say 30 quid in a pub, £10 or £5 for a train to the place you want to go, you spend like, I spend nothing to get into the club I go to because it's owned by the company I work for, but you could spend like a fiver to get into the club, like 20 quid in the club, taxi back, food, you're talking like 100 quid for a night out. In that sort of sense, it's not worth the money, but for the social interaction you get to have with your friends, definitely worth the money you spend. Next one comes in off Twitter from @JoshGay, and he says, what are your plans for the next few years? Plans for the next few years are definitely concentrate on YouTube a lot more, put a lot more focus and energy and effort into it, try and work my way up the place I'm working, maybe move to London, what I'm hoping to do. We're in discussions with, or me and a few people are in discussions of maybe getting a flat together or a house together, because that would be pretty awesome. At one stage it got to the stage of like they'll hire me to make drinks, to be the bartender. But yeah, my plans for the next few years, move up my way as a bartender, concentrate a lot more on YouTube, and hopefully move to London. Next one comes again off Twitter from @DaltonMcCallum, and they say, what is one of your best memories? One of my best memories would actually have to be last year when I went to Eurogamer. I got to meet a lot of people that I'd spoke to for a long time but never met. Got to re-meet people, had loads of great nights out, loads of just fun times with each other, and just a lot of banter, a lot of laughs. So definitely Eurogamer 2013 was one of my best memories. Next question is from @ORALISMS, I don't know how you pronounce that, and they say, what's your main goal for your YouTube channel? My main goal for my YouTube channel is, my ultimate goal is to hit 100,000 subscribers. Once I hit that, I will be like over the moon, extremely happy. Like, I'm not going to quit if I hit 100,000 like tomorrow, which is not going to happen, but if I did, it would just be insane, absolute crazy. Could not thank everybody enough. But yeah, that's my main goal for my channel. Okay, so I'd like to have some special mentions to people who've left comments but have not like asked me a question. William Hartley says, thank you for this giveaway, I don't have a question. One from Brandon Black says, you're soundmate. And one from R3DDBOYY, who won my last giveaway, saying, you're getting big, man. I'm not, but thank you anyway for those comments, guys. So I can't thank all of you enough for commenting, entering, liking my videos, subscribing, and continuing to support me in my YouTube channel. So everyone's names is in here in a nice little hat, so I'm gonna shake it up, and I've missed some. Whoops. Okay. So I'm going to shake it up. I've got prizes in front of me, okay, and I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in front of me. First one is a £5 either PSN, Microsoft Steam. Second one is a £10 one, and then there's a £20 one as well. There's also a cocktail set and a Drinks for Dummies t-shirt up for grabs. So 5 you guys are going to win. I thought since, I mean, there's what, 75 entrants, 5 people can win. That's quite a high percentage. The reason I'm doing it this way, everyone's name's in here, is so that it's nice and fair, and it's not used as like a random generation or anything. Just so that, like, because okay, it's a random generation, but the odds of it landing on one or like the last one are like pretty slim. So it always seems to be somewhere in the middle. So it just gives everyone a fair chance. So I'm gonna shake this up a bit, put one in, and this one's for the £5 gift for PSN or whatever, and it is Jake Simpson. Congratulations, you win the £5 PSN, Microsoft, whatever. I will message you and get your details off you. Next one is for the £10 PSN, Steam or Microsoft, and that is Erin Baxter, the one that looks like my ex-girlfriend. Well done. Again, I will inbox you on YouTube and get the details of that from you. I'm gonna go dig deeper this time, and Will Arches, congratulations to Will Arches, you win the £20 one, if you can see that there. Okay, so 2 left. We'll go for the cocktail set first. Cocktail set is Matt Morgan. Congratulations, Matthew, you've won that. I'll drop that off because I know where you live. I'm not disclosing people I know from this because, again, they do watch my videos, they do support me, and they have entered fairly. So, like, if I do know you and you win, I'm going to give it to you. Last one, this is for the Drinks for Dummies t-shirt, which you probably is the least wanted prize, but it is Dalton Malcolm, at Dalton Malcolm. I have your Twitter here because you entered via Twitter, so what I can do is I'll follow you and I'll DM you and get your address off you so I can get that shipped away to you straight away. So if you guys have enjoyed the video, a like would be much appreciated. If we can smash 100 likes, guys, that would be awesome. Congratulations to all the winners. If you guys want to continue to support me, then subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you want to check me out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram or Google+, links to them in the description as always. I also have a link in the description to DrinkStuff.com, who supplied one of the cocktail sets that's going to Matt. Other than that, guys, hopefully we get another 4,000 pretty damn soon. And I've been ThePrenti, and I'll see y'all soon.